I need to take this off real quick to test this audio. I think it sounds okay. I really need to find a better way to do this. Okay. Sounds good to me. So. Okay, let's leave it at this. Let's make sure my chats are looking okay. Test. And test. Okay, so my multi-chat's working fine too. Should I add a webcam? See if my webcam works. Sorry about that. Where is it? Okay. Oh boy. I don't really know where I should be putting this. I think I'll... Okay. So that'll do. Okay, so... Hello everyone. The plan for today is to just play investigations. I plan on playing the entire series. I did play the Phoenix Wrights before. I didn't play all three, but I played like the first and half of the second one, I think. I did want to play them, but I kind of have them on DS and I haven't really found the time. And the investigations, but I've always wanted to play the investigations game since I first watched a playthrough from, I don't remember who, way back on Twitch. So yeah, I did load up the game before to just test it out, but I didn't play a lot, so we're gonna have a fresh start together pretty much. Here we go. That's the job for Persecutor after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. I always thought it was kinda... odd that they just showed the killer. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, and always will be. Especially in a game called Investigations, you know, I feel like they should let us like figure it out for ourselves. Like for Phoenix Wright, I kinda get it. He shouldn't be the detective. Hub Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office, keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. I am blocking the text, aren't I? Let me move that maybe here. Maybe top left, actually. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office is room 1202. Room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue investigation. Yes, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective at the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine, however. Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say. The culprit soiled my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Wow, sounds like you're getting really burnt up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, it's time to do some investigating. Agreed. My first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. I've been reading everything so far, but I don't know if I'll continue reading everything. Mostly because, you know, I read faster in my own head. But, yeah. I'll continue for now, and if I really can't speak after a while, I'll probably just read the most important lines. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, what of all places the murder occurred in my office? I get that nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office? The office key. For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? You could think about it carefully and use logic. It should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you see it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with LB, and then I connect them together with Y. No, to use LB and recall the facts. Is it really a coincidence that murder took place in my office? For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. If I connect them together... For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. There was a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Ezra. There's some beautiful logic, sir. The glaze. Yes, well, when you follow the lead to the conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray away from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. The basis of any good information is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, and if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns and all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. Revolver found at the crime scene is the same model as those used by precinct detectives. Okay. Not the chessboard. Got back, figured we could play a few games. I know that you're interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give it a try. Suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the game to tax my mental acuity much. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? Yeah, I think I've seen one of these before. It said police badge, detective. Oh hey, I have the exact same thing actually. What a quinkadink. Let's take a look inside. But police department named Buddy Faith. Rank detective. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that their victim was a detective just like you. Since I gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. To calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. There's what all of his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy is done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Crime scene notes. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05 a.m. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. What? This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press RB to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profile on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Okay. I don't believe it. I packed those files on this shelf so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation's over, we'll put them back on the shelf. Isn't it written something here? Gum? Okay, can I not investigate that? No? Okay. Your files all over the floor, sir. They're probably felt in the struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time, and effort I put in pointless. Not recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just had a cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Okay, seems we're done here. Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments here there, sir. The killer's going to pay this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. Costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. It's been a while since I've sat on this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh yeah, that thing's so polished it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time while I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. I'm sorry, I need to do something real quick. Super quick. I need to do this. True. Alright, okay. Okay. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit the desk sniper has looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of the Neo Old Tokyo, is a Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production value and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-off like Pink Princess, warrior of the Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. Along with the deluge of merchandise, even a new stage show gives it presence. You should know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabbit fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Is this another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month. Like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Mrs. Irony, how painful are thy thorns. Wendy. Isn't that the name of that old lady with a whiny voice? That's Stock? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Ugh. Oh, it's your trophy. The Knight of Persecutors, right? King of Persecutors. It's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning Persecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Oops. Let's talk to him first. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes sir, nothing but out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about contradiction. Look the other one, huh? I should look around a bit more. Yeah, I mean, probably the words behind the corpse I can't check, but okay. I hope we can solve this quickly. I'd like to return to relax on the sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. You know, this case, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. How's this coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Anything else? I already checked this earlier, but never passed to take a look. I don't believe it. Oh no. It's already checked. Can I check the gun? Anything else I didn't check? Oh, I should probably... Oops. I should probably do this then. The victim was a detective and the gun was a revolver, so it should be his. I don't think I've been blocking anything in the top left, so I think I'll keep the webcam there. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to a recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir, one more time. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears their killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. The victim's revolver. It can be assumed that his gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Let's see what else can we find about this revolver. As I said, you gotta look really careful at each piece of evidence. RS to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. LBRB to zoom in and out. to get the nitty gritty. I think that it's so easy to get life with just a pull of a trigger. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh? Mr. Edgeworth? You have no proof right now, but that is a distinct possibility. Yes, this is about all we're going to find. We should send the body to Jim! To the killer. Why? Oh, why? How could this happen to a guy like you? Oh, yeah, alright. Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just leave me be. I'm sorry if I sound a bit monotone. I'm not the best voice actor out there. The investigation is ongoing. Please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk to him about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I am Jack Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. Sir? Dick Gumshoe, sir? Sir, Miles Edgeworth, I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go on jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. Do you? Our prosecutors' office doors all have locks built into them, and the only owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was just with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho ho ho. Wait, that means, I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then, you're Jim's killer. No way, pal, you've got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigations has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigations, right? Your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir. I want you to capture this scene on the film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim. I should probably give them some space. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, I also find your kill and bring them to justice. Just wait and see. It'll be for both of us. Now then. Okay. How is coming on? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen out the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y. And press Y with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. It's the gun. Only one shot was fired. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out of behind the frame? Ah, it's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare the trouble and just say nothing like what you're imagining inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happened when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now? Nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Secret safe? Did I jot it down in my organizer? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? The keypad. Don't you find it a little too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there? Forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprint? You got it, sir. I couldn't let him lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down as well. All the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Attempt to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. The killer's goal. Probably wipe fingerprints. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? Well, the fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Yeah, it's probably the victim like tried to stop the theft. There is a possibility that the files displayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to find out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna show files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give it a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we come and restore their files to their rightful place. We got it. Let me help. You're not... despite being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Someone like who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The blessing on the bookshelf is so fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And when the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kinda grossing me out. Detective, I don't have time to deal with your weak stomach right now. You know, I'm no good with the blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. It doesn't look like anything's missing. Also, although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped on the floor. It appears the victim was in a sitting position after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelves. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm a completely useless Mr. Edgeworth. Nope. What do I have? Mr. Portsman, now word if I may. Oh Jim, your laugh, your smile. I'll never be able to joke around with you again. But don't you worry, Jim. I'll joke around enough for the both of us. You'll see. He's not listening at all. Mr. Portsman is off in his own little world, it seems. You have anything to report? Torn tears in my own eyes, sir. I could find Mr. Faith, pal. I can't remember if it was... okay. Yeah, Mez just loves his job. I'm certain there's something wrong with this. Oh, the bullet. files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Wait, but that's weird. Because he was shot in the abdomen. Eureka! This is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. What if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot. Oh, give me a second. Which the guy was standing when he was shot. Then that means, wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone's made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is a faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? Probably the position of the body. If the victim was shot when he was lying down, wait. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stupid. The order of the files, probably. Yeah, actually, I think the labels on files are wrong. Oh, yeah, you see how the files were shot? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. The numbers are out of order. Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption, just as you did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in a numerical order and see what we find out. You think it'd be okay to pop the body back up, how it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I'll see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected. The bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Fate. And then put the files back in a numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill him and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene. Let's take another look. As expected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. If you picture it twice. This is What is it? What is this, a gumshoe? And there was blood. I'd say there's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait. There's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is this what the killer was really after? So invalidated, jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of the killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw in his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are we going to do? Before I continue, I need to pee real bad. I'll be right back. And I'm back. What are we going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another. That explodes the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain to me, sir? Maybe some other time. I already know how to play the Ace Attorney game, so... Bro, he's trying to frame you of murder. Like, we don't have time to explain it now. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up with the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. What evidence do I have? The safe, the gun, the book, the body, the time, and my badge. Give me a sec. Like water. Okay, so um, Detective Gumshoe, you stole this gun from him and shot him dead. Can I? Let's press him. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? And clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jack and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jenny even close to like his real name. Well, Jack and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like it was his pet. Furthermore, you messed up with the files to make it look like you had committed the theft instead.
Hold it!
You really think it was necessary to dishevel my shells twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary has been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat three square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all three of them happen to be some noodles, but poor thing. What an evil persecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no?
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. It's a mess at the bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the blood letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering a cut quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for a detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot of person that can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. I don't believe the detective the quote. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep. That was an astounding detective. I would expect no less from a former partner. Looks like Mr. Portsmouth still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. Can you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? There's a gigantic flaw in his logic. I guess so what? Even the good detective can spot it. Now it's a clue Mr. represented with some evidence. You messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't... Yeah, because then he would... then basically he would have been... Well, like... Basically, it doesn't work because he's saying, like, you know, he messed up fast. He pushed the body down, but he didn't see the ability letters the body was hiding. But then he would have had to write the writing before the body went down.
Objection! Hold it!
Wait, what? Because the body was getting his way, he had to mess up the bookshelf somehow, right? Anyways. I don't know where exactly I need to present.
Objection!
Oh yeah. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsmouth, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Huh. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can, but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have time to laugh, then you have time to take another closer look at this. You not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible. F, G, H. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on the show are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner. I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written in the spines.
Objection!
It's possible they could have taken the files before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious the file was stolen after it was written on it. The missing letters in this are the detective's name where the files should be his proof. And the S is gone, and it's only half of an H. Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. What exactly? What does that make his dying message? It makes it the work of criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. Arrest him in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant, absolutely splendid. Olympic gold. You win and you lose, son. That's how life goes. I'm so cherry. Bring it up, but humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. Just prove I'm innocent, pal. Oh. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. But there seems to be something to say. These are just flapping. Did you know there's one other person with a key to this office. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? Building security, I think. Over as material witness. I believe that she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, member security. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie? I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. By it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only person with access to this room is Mrs. Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. I refuse to believe that Meg is the culprit, pal. Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. The girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. It's for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Mrs. Bird snuck in your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Mrs. Bird as her prime suspect. On top of which, she knows her good detective, doesn't she? Making it all more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. Well, that was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Mrs. Ritter could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Mrs. Bird? That's right, and that's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to be sidetracked, but something unrelated. Not so fast. I'm interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered the master key was missing at 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? Side, you can't believe someone like you would be taken by such words. There's no camera in the security room? Can we check that? If that's the case, then I'd like to know, what? Do you have the master key now? I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappeared, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. I believe there was a case about her, and what's his face? Phoenix Wright. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. I mean, the culprit clearly went through Bookshop and tried to save. Can you remember the fact? I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft, but I'm done taking blows, so it's time to counterattack with a few facts on my own. Her intent? From the mess up... Her intent from the mess up shouts to the wipe down safe, I'd say thievery.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to be thievery, however, with regards to the investigation of the bookshelf and safe, good thinking on the matter. It would be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence. And the detective eventually the one who opened the door.
Hold it!
I thought we had established the investigation and nonsense pretty thoroughly. I mean, I heard my dad about Mrs. Beard from the very beginning. If that's the case, why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face, see? There goes the truth, running the other way. Let's look at the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But are we in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand what I say. That says she's the only one who could have opened your office door. Then there's only Mrs. Bird as a prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusion? I'm saying blah blah blah. Spare made for someone else? I've never made a spare, so what are you insinuating?
Hold it!
It's practically celebrated among its prosecutors. We're holding in collective breath, you know. Friend, you scare so badly that you literally chased off the force. Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Really, don't scare me like that. You know, the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Just the fact that choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well.
Hold it! Objection!
Yeah, but she shouldn't know about this.
Objection!
Maybe not here.
Objection!
Yeah. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on saying something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyways. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I'll find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I said the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing the killer's a persecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, persecutor? You have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you? It's all my fault. It's Jim. He knew about the existence of what? Of the secret safes. We're partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's what I told him. I feel him on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't believe it, but the thief who broke in your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird, excuse me? And you are a security, right? Security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a little too far even in your risky profession, I mean. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had to summon upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which precisely why he had to steal this, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, I guess. Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Should people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen here, pal. How many times do I have to say? Maggie can't be the culprit. We have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary persecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. Yeah, I'll save my progress. I'll overwrite the save I had before. Because I'm further anyways. March 14th, 14 AM. Persecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. What's with that persecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. That being said, I think it's a good point to just stop for now. I will continue. For any late watchers, the VOD will be on my YouTube channel. Hopefully. I am not sure how this multi-streaming thing works yet, but yeah. I'll probably continue probably sooner than later. We'll see. So yeah, I wish you guys goodbye. See you next time.